Welcome to another episode of Hard Factor, presented by the Barstool News Network. It is Tuesday, August 18th, 2020. We've got the full house in the house. We got full crew in the house. The house wouldn't be in the house.
Full house in the house, baby. It's a house party.
That's 2 days in a row where I just had nothing to start the podcast and totally fucked it up. So
I got Uncle Jesse.
Yeah, it's a full house.
Oh, what about
the
I'll be
EDM
Bob
song?
Saget.
What about the EDM song? I Will Give You House, The Devil.
D-Devils, great song.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm Uncle Jesse. Mark, you're DJ Tanner. Wes, you're definitely Danny Tanner.
Did you just give yourself Uncle Jesse?
Yeah. I mean, who's got the hair?
The beef does get Uncle Jesse.
Wow.
How many men are in Full House? Or does one of us have
Joey,
to be a lady?
Danny, Jesse. You got three strong male figures. No mom.
Okay. I'll be the mom.
Okay, well, she's dead, Will.
Could be Kimmy.
Ooh.
What?
Pat.
She died.
That's the whole basis of the show, is the mom dies, and then Danny Tanner brings his crazy friends in, his brother and his best friend, Uncle Joey and Uncle Jesse.
3 men and multiple babies. I thought yeah.
Yeah, it's like 3 Men and a Baby, which is getting rebooted, and Zac Efron's starring in it, by the way.
So,
You see that?
Well, that's going to be delightful.
Zac Efron's new show is not that great. I just got to say.
is it good?
It doesn't look good.
No,
he doesn't
he's
know how
so
to
ripped.
say. He doesn't know how to say like the Spanish phrase. Like in the beginning, was it like "como se dice" or something like that? He's like "como se dice." Yeah.
That is
I
how you
got
say it. Como se
15
dice.
minutes into it and was
No,
done.
he didn't know. He didn't say it correctly.
He said how you said it. Como se dice.
Yeah, there you go. Well, then it's because I've heard it so many times. Now I'm saying it wrong.
I've heard it's not a binge show. It's
not.
It's a couple at a time.
The
no
show,
below deck.
the show you want to binge is that the amazing hardest race thing I'm talking about that I told you guys about the on Amazon with Bear Grylls, where these people are racing around Fiji, like splitting their shins open, getting trench foot, getting medevaced out, and stuff like that. That's the one you want to watch. Yeah,
Check that out.
yeah.
Kimmy
I
Gibbler,
watched
huh?
Blade. You know what? I was watching Blade the other night, and I thought to myself, like, what if vampires were just a way to get people to eat garlic?
What?
The
Like big
legend of
garlic?
vampires was just so that people would eat their
What?
garlic. You know,
by the
First of all,
garlic farmers?
garlic's delicious,
right?
but why?
It's healthy too. So people are like, they've made up vampires to scare people into eating garlic, and then maybe buying silver jewelry.
I think threatened me to eat garlic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That doesn't make any sense. You don't like it's not like vampires are allergic to green beans or
Right.
asparagus. It's garlic.
You think that
but
big
it's
garlic
sticky.
got to
So
Bram's
it's a whole
worker?
thing to
Yeah,
prepare it.
big garlic got in Bram Stoker's head.
That's what I'm saying. Vampires. It's just people wanted the silver industry and the garlic industry to thrive, and so they
The
created
silver
vampires.
industry is different. I mean, that's werewolves. but-
Yeah, that's werewolves.
We'll get into
It's
it
also
later.
vampires. Watch Blade again. You'll be surprised.
Oh, sorry.
How
I'll,
much
I'll take my vampire fucking canon from Blade, from the 40th iteration of a vampire film with Wesley Snipes in it.
You're
which
going to
is-
want to check out Blade again. Trust me.
Okay.
Trust me.
No, fires
buried-
vampires. Fires werewolves and vampires.
They have many of the same weaknesses.
Silver bullets is werewolves, my friend.
I know.
Can we
I
do
know.
the news?
Yeah.
I'm making fun of this.
Yeah, we're going to get to the news. And we
What
also
if Big Cross got to him because
right.
you know like
but
it's more
Blade, in
religion.
Blade, the crosses don't work yet in other vampire
I was gonna
movies.
say wouldn't religion be more
Right.
of a
Christianity was also in on the vampires.
Okay, there we go.
Myths too.
The Holy
for
Water
sure.
Lobby.
For
Right.
sure.
Right.
For sure. But, you know, they got Hollywood, and Hollywood kicked them out. They separated Christianity and vampires.
Okay.
With Blade. Wow.
Big steak.
Full circle. All right. Let's move it over to the news. We buried the lead there. We got a separate podcast today, Donald Trump Jr. So check that out. Very good discussion. Anything you guys want to say about that? Why people should check that out after listening to this pod?
Well, I mean, we did a 45-minute interview with Donald Trump Jr. We cursed, we laughed. I mean, go check it out.
Talked about Coke fingers.
Yeah.
I asked him because I bent my fingernail, my novelty fingernail back this morning, and I asked if he had any tips. Because I figured if you're rich and you were coming of age in the 90s, like Trump Jr. was, you must have some Coke tips. But He played it cool, pretended that he never stored the stuff. I don't
That's
buy
exactly right. Not all softball questions, you know. We really got to the nitty-gritty.
We push back a little bit. That guy's been DTJ's been pumping out books. So he's been on our show twice now in the past year because he's written 2 different books in the past year.
That's right. That's right. So that's how we land the big fish is be on their book tour.
That's right. We're the number 1 spot for everyone's book tour.
But let's talk about the DNC. All right. So Donald Trump Jr. is a big Republican guest. We've obviously had him on twice. And I want to reiterate, like we've been saying every day for a while now on this show, is that we want to hear from Democrats too in the lead up to the elections on November 3rd. So if you do bookings or know somebody that does bookings for Democratic candidates, send them over. We want to, help fight the perception that Dems are scared to, besides doing only Zoom meetings from Delaware. And speaking of Zoom meetings from Delaware, let's talk about the all digital DNC that kicked off on Monday.
Real quick, one of the keynote speaker for tonight's DNC will
Michelle Obama.
I think it's Malcolm Kenyatta. There might be a couple keynote speakers per day, but for Tuesdays, Cole from Philly, shout out Cole from Philly. He tipped us off to him and said, hey, this is a state representative from Pennsylvania where Cole lives, obviously. And he said, you might want to reach out to him. So I DM'd him today. Hopefully we hear back from him. We're trying to get Democrats on the show, guys. Okay.
Yeah. And if you are, working in a Dem office, hit us up. We really would like to make some bookings.
Yep.
Because we got a whole laundry list. Obviously, Donald Trump Jr. Go check out that interview today. We got a laundry list of other Republicans as well coming on. We do have
big names.
We do have one confirmed Democrat Assembly member from Nevada coming on in a couple weeks too. So we're working on it, but trying to get the Heart of Hive as many different candidates and voices as they can hear on the way to the elections on November 3rd. But again, back to the DNC, which is all digital. It was supposed to be in Milwaukee and run this week, but it got canceled because of COVID, basically, and now it's all digital. You can watch it on YouTube, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, Twitch, a bunch of other, I think youtube.com/demconvention, facebook.com/demconvention, twitter.com/demconvention. Those are the easiest ones I found to just watch the live streams. But it's a whole 2 hours a night, guys.
Wow.
For 4 nights, 9 to 11 Eastern, 4 nights only.
I don't mind that because it's digestible.
Right. It's a pretty big downgrade from a guy live switching between Zoom feeds is a pretty big downgrade from a 4-day in-person event to condense it all to 2 hours a night.
But if it's going to be remote, I don't want it to be like a 12-hour long thing during the same day because that's just too much.
That's true. But there are pre-shows and daytime roundtable discussions that you can watch as well.
Yeah, who's
if you do
in the
want to make
undercard?
it a 24-hour thing.
Facebook.com/demconvention might be the most depressing URL I've ever heard.
It's going to be getting lots of troll comments this week. That's for sure. Definitely the Facebook one.
Yeah.
The Twitter one might be more kind, I guess, if you're trying to watch it on one of the social media outlets. But Monday obviously already passed, and it featured Bernie Sanders and Michelle Obama as the main speakers Monday night. We're taping right before that. I heard Michelle's going to talk about how Joe Biden listens instead of just talks to contrast Biden and Trump. So
yeah, it's called staying in the cut. He bobs and weaves instead of listens. So they're just going to parade people on stage that should be the Democratic nominee.
No stage.
To talk about.
Just switch into their
virtual
Zoom feed
stage
at
yeah,
home.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so, yep, and that was Monday night, Bernie and Michelle. Obama Tuesday is AOC, Bill Clinton, and Jill Biden all paired together on the same 2-hour block, which I thought was ridiculous, but funny. I mean, pretty funny.
Oh, man, this is exciting.
Just shoehorning AOC in with probably the least progressive people is a bold move by the DNC on Tuesday night.
Trying to balance it out.
Yeah, right. And then Wednesday is Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris, and Barack Obama. And Thursday night is, of course, Joe Biden accepting the nomination. You might notice lots of Clintons, Obamas, and Bidens in the mix. almost like it's the same party for the last 30 plus years. Almost
Well,
like it. You wouldn't know.
I'm really glad that they invited Hillary because I was just thinking about what it would have been like for Bill to open his invitation and Hillary to not get hers. Like, how do you explain that? Like, oh, honey, it's weird. Yeah, yours must have gotten lost. But no, they're both going to be there. Okay. We got
Send it
two
to the
former
old
presidents.
address.
That's pretty good. Do we know what's going to be at the RNC? Is GW going to go up there?
I don't know. I meant to ask that to Don Jr. And didn't get to hit it because just other topics. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the Bushes interact with the Trumps, right, Pat? Because like last time, because of Jeb, it was ice cold. So we'll see how it is in 2020. But wait, guys, as if that lineup of incredible speakers wasn't enough, there's a new wrinkle with some Republicans coming to the DNC to speak, who are actually going to throw their support behind Biden. And you're not going to believe these headline Republican names that the DNC.
I'm guessing
got.
not GW after the last 30-second conversation we just had. So,
Oh yeah, definitely not. Former Ohio Governor John Kasich, you might remember him from getting like 5th place in 2016 for the
Basic
Republican
Kasich.
ticket. Yeah, he's there, and he's throwing all his weight behind a guy he campaigned against last time. Former Rep. Susan Molinari of New York, Republican.
Who?
Everybody knows Susan Molinari and the weight she pulls in the Republican Party. Former New Jersey Governor Christine Todd Whitman, again, heavy hitter. Unbeknownst how powerful these Republicans could be, that the DNC
That's a
would
decent heavy
get.
hitter, actually. Former governor of New Jersey. It's pretty good. It's not bad. That's not bad.
Well, yeah, there. Yeah, so it's
no
Molinari.
Molinaro.
That is going to turn the tide, apparently. And with an all-star lineup of Republican guests like that, I can see why the Dems are refusing to talk to Barstool, the biggest 20 to 40 brand on planet Earth. But just in case they are listening and want to send an interview or two our way, the offer is on the table. Just take a listen to that Don Jr. interview. It's undeniably informative and entertaining. Don't be shy, Dems. Let's chat.
yeah, come on, man. We'll make you laugh.
Try. Also, something that will make you laugh, with the DNC starting up, shout out to all the videos making the rounds on the internet. Check out the 96 video with Hillary dancing, the 04 convention where the balloons didn't drop and the guys just screaming like, "What the fuck are you doing up there, balloon guys?"
All the hits.
Yeah, all the hits coming back out on social media, so be sure to check.
Wait, is the balloon thing the one where they use to like meme Hillary, where she's got like the weird mouth? She's like, that one.
No, that was later.
No.
Okay.
This is 04 when John Kerry accepted the nomination, and it's literally just a feed of the guy who's like talking to the dudes inside the facility, and they're supposed to be dropping balloons for like a minute, and they're not dropping enough balloons from the ceiling. And so the guy's just screaming at the balloon guy, like, "Why
That's
the
like a
fuck are
Bill
you dropping the
Buckner thing.
balloons?"
Awesome.
You got to relive the worst day of the guy's life every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just every year he's got to see this shit. Just let it go. But
that
Only
balloon-
every 4 years. It's at the convention.
That
Well, I'm
balloon
just
guy
saying, like-
that balloon guy has killed himself long ago, Pat.
yeah, the Red Sox finally won a series, but like, I mean, come
Buckner,
on,
yeah.
give that guy a break.
The balloon guy is funny.
That's tough.
Check those videos out.
Yeah.
It's funny hearing somebody who's so angry and can't do anything about it. Like,
Yes,
and then
I agree.
they're on TV too. It's just even better.
Yeah, it's
All right,
great.
guys. Before I do the story that I'm doing, wanted to mention that there was a terrible inland hurricane derecho in the Midwest last week that we forgot to cover. There were like upwards of 110 mile per hour winds in a half a dozen states, mainly Iowa, Wisconsin, and parts of Illinois got hit the hardest. A bunch of crops, buildings, houses, and cars were destroyed, causing economic ruin for a bunch of people. So it's terrible. Not the place you'd expect an inland hurricane. Very rare, in fact. There's maybe some tornadoes, but they very, very rarely get hurricanes. That's exactly what this was. Also, not great timing since like a third of the FEMA funds were pulled for the stimulus executive order. But Trump is supposed to visit Iowa today, and he just approved a disaster declaration for the state of Iowa, who got hit the hardest. So hopefully they get the funds they need and the help they need out there.
Well,
We have an
maybe
intern
they
in
could've-
Iowa.
They could have avoided this whole fucking nightmare by not naming it something really cool like derecho. Like once that hurricane gets a load of its own name, it's continuing inland. Like, name it something stupid. Like, derecho is a pretty badass name. You shouldn't be giving badass names to hurricanes. You know what I mean? You should be giving, like, stupid names. Well, I'm not going to say name because there might be a listener out there named Brian, but, like,
I don't know. I think derecho is a stupid name, just like it's a stupid hurricane that destroyed
tough
too
name.
much stuff.
You don't fight a guy. You don't fight a guy in the yard named derecho. I'll tell you that.
You certainly don't want any hurricanes named Thundercock because that spells disaster.
So what are they just not? The hurricanes just not. They're not following the rules anymore. They're now just coming in.
Not when you name him derecho.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, Wes. I don't know how the hell it happened.
I've never heard of this in my life.
Yeah, this is very bizarre, but it was over 100 miles per hour, and there's wreckage everywhere, like silos filled with grain destroyed, crops destroyed, trees knocking over power lines, houses
Hurricane
destroyed.
Eugene.
Yeah.
That's going to shut it down a lot quicker. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Dolores. I don't know. But sorry about that, guys, that we didn't cover it. We got a lot of DMs being like, do you guys just not like the Midwest? We love the Midwest. We have an intern in the Midwest. That's
Iowa.
That's our bad. Wes and Will were in Iowa recently. Okay, guys, but what we're talking about now is Belarus, and the Belarus protests are picking up. Things are escalating very quickly there. The protesters are starting to boo President Lukashenko at all of his public appearances and chanting for him to leave. And his response to that is, "Not until you kill me."
Oh.
Yeah, that's what he's literally saying.
Strong response from a dictator.
Yeah,
a real derecho there.
Yeah, he is. That guy's got some derecho vibes, strong ones. It's a pride from my dead hands type thing. He's also saying no way to a new election. That's why he's saying you won't get a new election unless you kill me. So you want a new election, kill me, otherwise fuck off. And why would he want a new election when he won by 70%? That seems pretty, overwhelming. Why do you need a recount when the guy wins by 70%?
He clearly won.
Yeah, he clearly won.
Obviously. It's just like he's been doing for the last 26 years. It's amazing.
What do you mean another? You want another one? You want me to rub it in my face? I beat it by 70%. Yeah. People are so pissed from the obviously rigged election that state television employees are walking out on their jobs in protest. Also, a bunch of state-run factory workers are walking out of their jobs. So all these like state-run jobs, people are like, "This is bullshit, Belarus," and they're just like quitting and walking out.
You think if he had given himself a 55 to 45,
yes,
none of this would happen?
Yes, he got too fucking greedy. Yes, 100%.
I don't know. No, I beg to differ. You got to give yourself a little, because you can't make it close. You can't.
55 to 45 is plenty.
60-40, yeah, 55-45
45 is perfect. You don't need a recount there.
You need a stool pigeon candidate is what you need to come in and eat up like 12% of that vote. You need a third candidate who's your guy.
He got too greedy. Whether it's
just the two people.
You're splitting hairs on 60-40, 55-45, maybe a third person that gets 12%, but the second place person has to get within 10%, which he did not do. He did not allow. Hundreds of protesters, guys, have been wounded. 2 have died in clashes with police. They're like really violent clashes with police. It looks like the worst parts of the protest over here, but they're happening over there a lot more frequently because there aren't as many people or as many cities there. 6,700 people have been arrested, and many have claimed they've been tortured at the hands of security forces. So it's pretty bad. Hopefully it doesn't get worse, but it sounds like it is. This is apparently the biggest protest in Belarus's history, and there's really no end in sight because
the pictures are impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, there's shoulder to shoulder. There's tons of people in Minsk. The opposition candidate, Svetlana, I'm not even going to try to pronounce her last name again, has suggested that she would act as an interim leader if that's what the people need. I think she might want to return from Lithuania in order to do that, but she has offered, so that's nice of her. She's still in Lithuania. And the world is certainly starting to take notice of the situation in Belarus as the UK has said they do not accept the results of the clearly fraudulent election. That's what England and Ireland and all of them are saying, like, no, this is clearly bullshit. Europe's saying it's bullshit. And President Trump is saying the US is keeping a close eye on things in Belarus. So everyone's calling bullshit on this result, and all the streets are in protest. So I hope things don't get too violent over there, but Russia's keeping an eye on it.
Talk about a powder keg.
It's a powder keg.
This is like a situation where you're calling over your neighbor to like help calm things down, but your neighbor is Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, it's
so
tough.
It's like, yeah,
a little nervous for the people over there.
it's like fucking 30 years removed since the fall of the Soviet Union. Like, what do you do? It's 10 million people. It sucks, but they're a proxy of Russia, who's already fucking with our elections. I don't know what you do here.
You overthrow. There's been a few overthrows in the past few years. I mean, it's happened, right?
Yeah. But but then what happens with who comes in after and how involved is Russia in that? And it's an interesting situation.
It's scary.
All right, let's move on. It's been a while. Got a little coronavirus update for you guys. As we mentioned yesterday, Austin has extended their orders to stay inside, stay depressed, and to wear a mask until December 15th at least. So total cases in the U.S. now top 5.5 million with over 170,000 deaths. Around 52,000 new cases a day, which according to the New York Times is a 17% decrease from 2 weeks ago.
We've been going down. You guys look at the chart recently? We've been consistently going down for like a month.
Yeah, well,
that's good.
There's some news on that that'll burst that bubble a little bit. But I'll tell you,
what?
Yeah,
Schools. It's got to be schools coming back.
Well, but
bump.
Global cases. Not like I'll just get to it now. The World Health Organization said that new COVID cases over the past 24 hours is a record new high for a 24-hour period has occurred. So it's just it's staying around.
That's worldwide though.
Global.
They're worldwide.
Yeah, global.
USA, we've been going down for like a month though. We were at a really all-time high though, like a month ago.
Yeah,
like
there was
all-time high by everybody.
There was nowhere for us to go but down.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
We'd smashed every record.
I hope we've started testing less, is what I hope.
That's exactly what we've done, Pat.
Good. Nice.
Yeah, the testing is gone.
What you don't know
Why
can't
no?
hurt you.
Yeah.
Why not,
Pat's so depressed today.
I'm just saying.
This fits right in with what's going on. So yeah, testing has gone down.
I am depressed.
The positive cases have gone up. So we know less about who's contagious now, Pat. If that makes you feel any better. So 15 states have tested less in the past 2 weeks than prior. So they're just going down, no big deal.
But that's less than a quarter of states, right? Or that's like a quarter of states.
Yeah, well, so 30 states are still at the 5% positive test rate. So it's,
Can we just stop testing people?
Also, we had been going down for a month, and then last week we went back up slightly for the first time in a month.
December 15th, like a stay-at-home order. You remember we talked about like seasonal sad to see like. Can you imagine?
This is year depression,
right?
Year-long depression.
Add
syndrome.
winter to like stay-at-home orders. Like this is just gonna be. It's summertime right now, and people are losing their minds. Imagine the rolling dark clouds of winter coming in, and you're not allowed to leave your house. Fuck out of here with that.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. So yeah, it's like hell out there. 110, just masks.
Yeah.
Will's
My next story is about the hottest temperature ever recorded on Earth's history in the U.S. Happened this week.
Over there in Death
That's
Valley,
what's
huh?
next.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hell. Hey, Will, how's the smoke surrounding your house? Any better?
Actually, it cleared up today. The wind must have taken a turn. So we got a positive thing happening here.
Wait till the first week of September when the fucking hurricane season really kicks in and then the wildfire season really kicks off. And then all the FEMA money's gone to your $12 check.
Guys,
the Midwest is getting hurricanes. How does that even happen?
Inland hurricanes.
Didn't see this coming.
I'm about to pour myself a Caliper CBD right now.
Keep them coming.
So
I'm gonna give my gun away. Is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, you should give the gun away, Pat.
Throw it in the river. COVID is now also the number 3 cause of death in the U.S. behind, I'm guessing, cancer and heart disease.
Definitely.
But it is.
We're still way fatter than we are COVID.
Yeah, it's besting a lot of strong killers though, like diabetes, accidents, lung disease, to name a few. Like I said, testing is down overall. So then with schools opening up, colleges attempting to get back in the swing of things are realizing that COVID's still pretty contagious. In Oklahoma State, practically a whole sorority, 23 girls got corona, so they're in quarantine. UNC Chapel Hill has seen its 4th cluster of, 5 or more cases in living quarters. So yeah, COVID loves dorm rooms. So overall,
the mixer with the Tridelts is canceled.
Right.
Oh, how pissed are you if you just had a party with them too?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, don't invite the Tridelts. Those girls all have corona.
They have COVID.
Are you kidding with those corona bitches?
Yeah. So overall, just about 22 million cases, 775,000
there's
deaths.
one dude. There's one dude that's
doesn't
responsible
care.
for that.
Well, yeah, this one dude that doesn't care.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, but Becky's in that sorority.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Gavin.
Sounds
says
like
sorry.
I'm gonna have to play doctor.
Yeah. So I guess no end in sight. The Sputnik death vaccine is looking real good right now for some people. So rounding out the top 5: USA, Brazil, India, Russia, South Africa. Somehow, Russia still has very low mortality rates compared to cases. So, still not sure how they're doing it.
Well, it's good because those soldiers are gonna need all their lung powers when they're killing Belarusian protesters in a few weeks.
I don't think this is completely applicable, but I was listening to a medical podcast the other day, and they were talking about the 3 phases of testing, right, of trials. And it was like phase 1, research. Phase 2, animals. Phase 3, humans. And if you remember that Russia isn't even in phase 3, and they're like, we cured it. So like, I don't know if they're trying to test it on their bears.
No. There's
No, it's
you're reading
people.
you're reading a different one. The ones like with Pfizer and the one
People's next.
No. Phase 1 was people next. They just were smaller groups of people. The first was like 60 people. The second was a couple hundred, and then phase 3 was going to be like thousands of people. So I think they just did the couple hundred people, and they're like, good enough.
Well, all right, guys, let's talk about chilling because
let me talk about Predictor real quick, Pat.
Well, no, you won't because at the
No?
because at the top of the show we agreed that you were gonna do that later in the show. But
Oh, I
okay,
did?
that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it's okay. It's
All
okay.
right.
I don't want
Go
to
on to
slap
your
your hand
ad.
here.
Yeah, you
Don't- It's not an ad. It's an endorsement of a product that we love, Wesley. We could all use a little chill, and luckily our sponsor brings you just that. That's Caliper CBD. What's great about CBD is that it helps you feel better without making drastic changes to your routine. I use Caliper personally to wind down before bed. I just drop it in my clean canteen. I'm usually using this 20 milligram tasteless powder pack, and I put on below deck, and I just let the chill wash over me like a wave. I used to use tincture.
Pat treats it like a bubble bath. He just gets like 12 of the packets, dumps them in the bath, and just takes a nice.
It
little bath.
sounds heavenly, honestly. I haven't tried it yet, but that's
Well, you know that
good.
I haven't taken a shower in now 2 years, so yes, I do use them like a bubble bath, and I take them before my bath usually. I usually drag the laptop into the bathroom, put it on the toilet, closed, of course, and I watch Below Deck while chilling on CBD from my bathtub. It's fantastic. I used to do tincture bullshit, guys. That shit is garbage. It's hippie shit. Tasted like ass. I never knew what I was getting, but with Caliper and their precisely measured packs, I always know what I'm in for. And it's clinically proven with the powder that you absorb 450% more CBD with Caliper. Come on, bro. That's insane. That's compared to tincture. So why would you ever fuck with a tincture again?
It doesn't make any sense why tinctures exist, honestly, anymore.
It doesn't.
450% worse for the absorption, and it tastes terrible.
Tastes like shit. You don't know how much you're putting in dose wise. Yeah.
Yeah, call me pale and the ability to channel lightning because I'm powder, guys. Unlike some other products out there, Caliper is completely THC free, so you get all the goodness with no high. So no worries there, gentlemen and ladies. You just pop that in. If you're not a marijuana fan, if you don't mess with the marijuana, you don't have anything to worry about anyway because you're not going to get high from it. You're just going to get chill. It's all natural, non-GMO. No fillers, added chemicals, or artificial flavors. It's totally tasteless. And if you guys want 20% off your first order, seriously, get this and chill. You deserve it. 20% off your first order. All you got to do is use the code FACTOR at trycaliper, CALIPER.com/factor. So that's trycaliper.com/factor. Throw the promo code FACTOR, FACTOR, in there. You can try Caliper CBD risk-free for 30 days. If you don't love it, they'll send you a refund. How could you beat that? One more time, guys, trycaliper.com/factor. Don't forget the promo code FACTOR to get 20% off.
Did you guys get the powder reference?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did?
It wasn't great,
Yeah.
but
Did you?
It was something.
You know
Wes,
what?
Wes, we might have to get you a cognitive test. You had agreed to switch orders like 5 minutes prior to the show.
What's powder, guys?
Yeah, sometimes I forget things and mix things up. It's crazy.
I don't believe that either of you got the powder reference. What's he talking about?
He's talking about that movie, the movie
right,
Powder.
okay.
He's talking about the movie Powder with the albino kid.
Yeah.
All right, just checking. It made. I had to look it up. It made $30 million at the box office.
Is this
Not good.
back to the pop culture thing?
That's you're
good.
goddamn right.
Was that Gutenberg that played Powder?
No. No, Gutenberg is like 45. He's supposed to be a high school kid.
No.
All right, Will, what's up?
Oh, I'm next. Wow.
Get it together, guys. It's
I
fucking
don't
Monday.
know.
Is it Monday? What day is it?
It's
We're gonna have to edit
Tuesday.
some of this.
It's Tuesday, all right? And that means it's time to talk about Army esports. And this next one comes to us from listener P. Fitz, who's always sending us the latest information on the goings-on in the military, the Pacific Northwest, whether it's the Chaz or the general insanity in Portland or wacky military shit. P. Fitz keeps us in the know, and so should you. Remember to submit your stories for What the Fuck Wednesday to Hard Factor News or Barstool News Network or any of the hosts directly to be read on tomorrow's show. And back to this one from P. Fitz. It's an extremely serious military story, as I said before, about esports. The Army esports team in particular began streaming on Twitch again over the weekend after a 5-week pause that stemmed from a war crime scandal on Twitch. So
give me some
guys-
background here. So the Army is using Twitch to recruit, right? They're doing like that's
the Army has like an e-gaming team, and they just stream on Twitch and answer questions about being in the Army. I'm pretty
This
sure.
is similar to
Like
to, like-
Ender's Game.
No, like they're playing like I think like COD probably, and they just are Army.
No,
the idea is
same.
like. Do you guys remember?
It's a
This is
sci-fi
before our
thing.
time, but when Top Gun came out,
I know what
recruiters
Ender's
used to
Game
hang
is. I'm
out
just saying
outside
it's
of
not
the
the same
theaters. Similar to that,
What's
right?
up, Beef?
I was saying when Top Gun came out, recruiters would hang out outside of the movie theaters, being like, "That's pretty hype,
Well,
huh?"
it's smart. I mean, you get people that do Flight Simulator for Top Gun. You get people that do Call of Duty, like Will said, for the Army.
It's the COVID equivalent of
Yeah.
of hanging out outside the arcade theater, right? And being like, hey, you could do that in real life. Want to join the Army?
Gotcha.
Yeah, basically just now that there's COVID, you got to do it from a live stream. So, right. So but the war crime guys, it's very serious. Users in the chat on Twitch asked Army esports players what their favorite war crime was, to which the Army esports players refused to answer. And then the users who were spamming the chat with what's your favorite war crime, they got banned. But
they were being cheeky. They didn't really want to know. They were trying to prove, okay, I get it now.
so they were
They were trolling.
they were trolling them, asking them what's their favorite war crime, baby killer kind of stuff. And then roughly 300 accounts were banned for doing this. But that spurred a debate about the First Amendment, because how could you shut down the freedom of speech of these 300 troll accounts? So a letter came from the Knight First Amendment Institute at Columbia University, sent to both the Army and the Navy recruiting commands, saying that they had done unconstitutional banning of users requesting information about war crimes from the armed services. So they said the Army and Navy can't constitutionally delete comments or ban people from these Twitch channels simply for asking questions about issues they would rather not address. And then AOC, obviously, the New York congresswoman, she chimed in suggesting that the armed service should be banned permanently from using video games to recruit at all. It's like, but I don't know if she knows, COD does pretty well. So
Pretty well. It does billions of dollars of revenue. I mean, it's pretty genius, but I mean, I don't know. Is it the Army's channel? The Army was pulling these comments from their channel saying they were deleting
right, it
them?
was like
'Cause
their own Twitch feed.
I mean,
They're
that's fine.
moderating their own Twitch feed.
Right, that's fine theoretically. Like if you had something really embarrassing to happen to you, like Gun Girl, like she should be able to delete on her feed that she shit her pants, but it doesn't take away from the fact she shit her pants, right?
How
It's
good
her
are the
feed.
Army guys? How good are the Army guys? Are they a formidable team?
I don't know. I didn't look up how good. I bet they're not. I bet they're just
that's
average at
embarrassing. Yeah.
best. I don't think they're. I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe they recruit for it. I didn't look up how good they were. I was just more concerned with their scandal here. So,
Fair enough.
but what do you guys think that? I mean, do you have a problem with the Army recruiting using video games? I don't.
No.
Why?
care
I
less.
mean, they're allowed in malls. Go ahead, recruit however you want to recruit. Just whatever.
Yeah. Well, after a review of the constitutionality of banning these trolls, the Army let them all back. So they unbanned all the trolls, who are now allowed to fuck with them again in the Twitch chat. But the moderators are going to try to use timeouts for spammy chatters, which are meant to give the Army moderators time to determine if the user was trying to express a legitimate viewpoint, like complaining about war crimes, or were they attacking you using foul language or bullying the esports players. So.
Bullying the soldiers.
Yeah, not a good idea, guys. Once you guys meet up in public, they're gonna kick the shit out of you, little nerds.
Yeah. They're taking advantage of their time.
Yeah, right.
The Army did clarify. They were like, it's probably not 300 people, probably just 300 accounts of the same trolls over and over again.
Wait till they all get in the same physical tournament and the Army team gets last place in the game but beats the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, that's when the guy's like, I'll see you in fucking person, bro. He means it on the chat. This is a Twitch problem. Twitch needs to deal with this. This is not, like, whatever, bro. If you post something, you should be able to delete shitty comments from your feed. Put it on Twitch, the First Amendment thing. Whatever.
All right, my story. And you know what? I think I'm just going to skip it because we already talked about it. It was 130 degrees in Death Valley, California this past week. The hottest temperature ever recorded on Earth. And that's about the gist of it.
What?
Yeah, it was 130 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the hottest Earth's ever been. And it was last week, and it was so hot that it melted a power plant, and they don't have power because there's rolling blackouts because the ground's on fire, and it's in the same state that's having tornadoes.
Tornadoes.
Yeah, so it's like, what do you guys? What the fuck? But that's basically the gist of it. It's just way too hot in California right now in Death Valley. Yeah. So
there's an awesome documentary called Darwin about a town there called Darwin. I recommend it. I think it's on Prime now. Check it out. Death Valley Town. What's up with Predict It, Wes? Second half of the show.
Okay, this is when I do Predict It. All right, it's time for Predict It. Go to predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20. Get your free $20 on us when you sign up to make money on politics. You think you got your finger on the pulse of how America thinks and votes? Well, you, my friend, should be making money with that gifted finger. Not like Pat's Coke finger. Predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20.
That finger costs a lot of money.
Yeah,
that's the opposite of making money.
Right.
It's a big time losing money finger.
So purple. I bent the nail all the way back. I didn't know.
It's a good thing, probably.
Yeah, so there's a lot of markets to dip into out there. So many individual state markets, all closing in just a few months. So get in now. Let's look at Arizona. Which party will win Arizona? Arizona has voted Republican in every election except for 96 when they put Slick Willie back in office since 1972. So long string of Republican, winning that state. Some pretty recent polls coming out from Real Clear Politics show Biden leading there by 2 points overall. Predicted has Democrat at 58 cents to 46 cents Republican. I mean, yeah. I mean, you can more than double up here if you're going to bet with history. What do you guys think? Our interview with Donald Trump Jr., he reminded us of what happened in 2016 and what happens when those polling stations, when nobody is looking, where those fingers might go, the polls.
I think
2 points, not a lot. Yeah.
The states that are the primary culprits on this, West, for sure, Arizona. If you feel like taking a flyer, that's definitely worth your time. But the states where you need to look out for the wandering fingers, where the D's are currently the favorites, is Arizona, Florida, and Wisconsin, probably mostly.
So I like go R on this. And
out of those three, I think Arizona goes R, the hardest.
Yeah, based upon the reactions that have been
they're one of
happening
the better prices.
Grocery stores down there related to masks. I'm going R.
Yeah, so there you have it. Easy double up, possibly 46 cents. That's a nice return. I remember.
And right now, also though, is good time to put money on Biden if you think, because he's slipped down pretty low, or you could even see if it'll flip all the way over. So yeah. I mean, coin flip times are great for regardless of how you think the outcome's going to be. Basically,
right?
You've either got your odds to come down to a better spot, or it's time to catch it.
Exactly. So, and I mean, border states, so, all that plays in. Go to predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20. Get your free 20 on us. I'm locking it in Republican, though.
There you go.
All right, guys, let's finish it strong. Things have been going pretty good in the Hermit Kingdom of North Korea. A little too good, if you ask their 5'3" supreme leader, because he has ordered pet dogs to be confiscated in the country's capital, saying that the pooches represent Western decadence. That's right. No dogs in North Korea.
Too much fun. Dogs are too much fun. Yeah.
Too much
Yeah, he's-
Western
companionship.
decadence?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, bro. Well, maybe that's the reason, Will. You never know what's coming out of that country. Kim issued the directive back in July to round up the pets, claiming they were part of a, quote, tainted trend by the bourgeois ideology. This is a source who told the English edition of Chosun News, a South Korean newspaper, reporting from the Hermit Kingdom. Now, I didn't want to go here because it's racist, and this story could totally be a plant. But honest to God, the source that spoke to Chosun, the newspaper, said that, quote, some of the dogs are sent to state-run zoos, and some of them are sold to dog meat restaurants.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's definitely for food. It's obviously for food.
Yeah, there's a big food shortage there in North Korea.
Obviously
and-
for food. It's just
Well,
like
one
the
of the-
weighing people at the buffet thing.
Why did you pick this story to end the show?
Well, they're eating dogs, and the supreme leader is saying, "Hey, those dogs are decadent," but really, there's a food shortage. Ipso facto, we eat the dogs. I did a little digging here, guys, and according to the AP, Associated Press,
what do you mean there's a food shortage? They can't
Directly
grow,
next door to the place that's weighing you when you go into the buffet.
They can't
So,
grow
I mean,
crops.
Oh, in North Korea, bro, I don't know. It's all fucked up there. It's the most fucked up country in the world. Of course, there's been a food shortage there all the time. There, people are starving. I did a little digging. Associated
I
Press.
doubt that.
You doubt there's a food shortage in North Korea?
No,
I
think
doubt
it's
there's a
pretty
food
well-
shortage.
There's absolutely a food shortage.
You might want to do a little digging
I
there,
think
Mark.
so.
Why can't
It's a-
they just grow rice? Like, why can't they have rice and corn? I don't understand that.
I
That
don't
doesn't
know
make
the
any sense.
politics of North Korea, but it's 100%.
They might have a
been
I also
protein
know that-
shortage, but
I
they don't
also
have
know
a
that-
food
that
shortage.
China definitely has to buy tons of corn and soybeans from us. So, because we got extra.
Things ain't working over there, bro. Anyway, North Koreans, guys, apparently, according to Associated Press, have been chomping down on dangoige, or sweetmeat dog, and apparently it's a delicacy considered to be a stamina food in North Korea, and it's traditionally eaten during the hottest time of the year, aka the dog days of summer. So, good thing you don't have a dog in North
on.
Korea. Taking it to the internet, one dog owner called @StayHungry posted a photo of a very delicious-looking Saint Bernard and said, "Parker is the best companion you can have. Definitely not for sale as dog meat." And post a little picture of Parker. A lot of other people posted pictures of their dogs saying, "Don't eat this one."
Come on.
good.
West Indian at Large said, "It's a Jong eat dog world out there." And that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Thank you guys so much for listening.
But it's-
Give us a follow at Hard Factor News, at Hard Factor Pat, at Hard Factor Will, at Hard Factor Wes, at Hard Factor Mark. Most importantly, guys, have a great fucking day.
And go download that DTJ interview.
Yeah, additional pod Donald Trump Jr. interview.